At least 1 minute videos needed to start a highlight. Oh, okay. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Meslin. I am your mental fitness trainer here on YouTube. Welcome to my channel. This is a space where we do full mental workout sessions. So if you are here, I consider you as a client. Whereas on the other platforms, I understand what I'm dealing with. But if you are here on this channel, it is because you are on board with the knowledge and the understanding that being mentally fit is a skill. And not only is it a skill, if you can master this skill, you're basically giving yourself the opportunity to live the life that you desire to see and experience, the life that you know in your heart that would allow you to be most fulfilled and also truly alive in it. It is very important that we understand that first things first when it comes to life, you have to address the health of your mental state. And as much as we're talking about it, and I appreciate the conversations that we're willing to have around mental health, I think what's even more important is that we begin to actually take action. And so this is a space where we are actually going to work on strengthening the concentration and focus muscles of our mind. These mental muscles is what allows us to take in information, to process it, to know what to do with the information that we are given, and to begin to able to discern whether or not information is beneficial or not beneficial to us. I know a lot of us would like to think that they have a good grasp on information, but the truth is, between religion, trauma, and just not good life experiences, our ability to really process information is a bit warped. If you are not consistently reading sacred books like your Bible, your Quran, books on enlightenment, if you are not consistently reading, consistently journaling, meditating, and praying, I can guarantee you that your mental muscles are weak. I can assure you that your ability to concentrate, to focus on one thing, you have difficulty doing that. And it's not to be like rude or to be like, oh, the audacity. It's basically to say, this is something that 99% of the population struggles with. That's why we have what you see going on in the news in terms of the extremes where people are hurting one another, where they're hurting themselves. They're creating chaos in the world just from their misunderstanding of life. And it has to do with the fact that we're doing too much talking about mental health and not enough action being taken on mental health. It would be the same where I'm sure there was a period of time where people were consistently being talked about getting into shape, working out, cardio, physical activity. I'm sure there was a time where we spent a lot of time talking about it before people were like, hey, look what I did. Here's a workout video. Here's a this, here's a that. And so this is what this channel is about. Here is a mental fitness gym where you can come here and expect to get a mental workout in. That is what we're going to be focused on. That is what we're going to do. But it is a type of training that you do have to be open to. This type of training that I share is faith-based mental training. If you are someone who grew up in a religious environment, you might find this type of training uncomfortable because the breath is the focal point of this training. And the reason why the breath is the focal point of this training is because my experience, my direct experience of asking questions and getting answers, and then fact checking that experience that I had with the answers that I got in the many books that I read has led me to declare and decree that the breath is divine spirit itself. If we are in search of our connection to God, of our feeling of being emotionally stable and feeling grounded and present and protected in this present moment, you don't need to look further than the breath. But it does require obedience. You do have to build up a mental stamina to stay focused on God, to stay focused on the breath. And that's when I realized, like, okay, that's why we self-sabotage. That's why we do things that we know we shouldn't do because we have weak mental muscles. That's why when we're given information that makes sense, like, oh, it does make sense. I should be mentally working out. I should be exercising my mind. I should be reading. I should be writing, and we don't do anything about it, that's weak mental muscles. Because when someone gives you information that you know is beneficial to you, you know it is, it sounds good, it hits all the resonance in the body temple that it should, and you still don't act on it, that is an unhealthy mind. It is an unhealthy mind that would use your own imagination, your own creativity against yourself. It is an unhealthy mind that would come up with excuses or justifications on why you're not doing what you need to do, knowing that there are things you want to do. That is an unhealthy mind. That is weak mental muscles. And the way we're having this conversation has to be less about going to people with degrees and going to people who can give us medication, and more to do about the fact that, are you doing, first and foremost, what you should be doing to get into shape mentally? Are you getting into shape mentally? And then recognizing that that is not enough. And then you can go and address the ailments, the extremes. I'm not going to sit here and say that there are not extreme forms of mental illness, of course. But if we're looking directly at the word mental illness, it's the same thing as I'm not feeling good mentally. Being mentally ill does not mean that I'm out here shooting people up or cutting myself. It means that I don't feel good mentally, that I don't feel as safe or comfortable in my body mentally. I don't feel as safe or comfortable in the world mentally. I don't feel like I know who I am mentally. I don't feel like I know what to do mentally. And so when we feel mentally off, that's what mental illness is. It's no different than if you had a cold in the body temple and you say, I don't feel good, I'm hot. Because self sabotage is a strong indicator of your mind saying, of your body temple telling you it is not healthy. If you do something that you know is not healthy for you in terms of drugs, alcohol, not working out, masturbating, pornography, indulging in things that aren't necessarily going to help you get to where you need to get to, that is a strong indicator that your mind is unhealthy. It's a strong indicator that the mind is unhealthy. That is the sign of sickness that could potentially become a threat to someone else or even yourself. And so I'm very passionate and I'm very careful when I use the word mental illness, what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying. I've suffered from it. I suffered from not feeling good mentally to the point where my body temple had an attack on itself. Because that's what a panic attack is. Just like a heart attack is when literally the heart attacks the body. It disrupts the movement and the motion and the flow of the body. That's what happens with an anxiety attack, a panic attack. There is an attack on the body. And so when we find ourselves becoming more increasingly anxious in life, we have to address it. And so this is a space where we get an opportunity to start getting back into mental shape, to begin to address the fact that, yes, being mentally healthy is sexy. It is cool. It has tremendous amounts of benefits because if you take care of your mind, you're going to take care of your life. I am testimony. The moment I started getting into mental shape, I wanted to take care of my body. I wanted to take care of my family. I started thinking of ways that I could better myself financially, where I was working smarter, not harder. I got out of the rabbit race of comparing myself to other people. I mean, everything about you is going to change when you understand that first things first, get mentally healthy. All right. So please make sure you're wearing comfortable clothing that you feel comfortable enough to sit in for 30 minutes. We are going to be here for 30 full minutes. Make sure you're in a space where you feel comfortable enough to close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes if you don't want to. But if you do feel during your mental workout sessions you want to close your eyes to really focus on the breath, I want you in a space where you feel comfortable enough to do that. I don't want you distracted where you feel like you got to be looking around and stuff. So just be in a space where you can do that. Make sure you use the restroom, drink some water, move around a bit. Again, moving the body is necessary for this type of training. If you are not used to sitting silent and still, do a few jumping jacks, do a few push ups, go for a walk, shake the body a bit, because it's not easy to meditate if you're not used to sitting silent and still, because this is something that you have to do in life. You got to get better at it. So just use the restroom, drink some water. These things sort of help you to not be so distracted. Also, make sure you're sitting up, have back support, because we're going to be in this position for about 30 minutes. Just make sure you know you have back support. You're in a seated position because I want you to maintain alertness and also be able to relax. So, the position you're in, I'm going to ask you to hold it for a full 30 minutes. And so just make sure your back is being supported, that you're in a comfortable position that you feel like you can hold. And lastly, the breath is the focal point of the type of training that we do. If you find it difficult to focus on the breath without any tools, use meditation beads. They are great tools. Leave a comment. My husband hand makes them, and they're beautiful. We at one point before COVID, we were selling them at festivals, and then we sort of weren't mentally working out. So we sort of got sidetracked. But we do have meditation beads available for those of you who want to use them during your workout. And they're great tools to help you stay focused on the breath. That's how we use them. You can also use rosary beads for those of you who are my Catholic girls and boys, you can use rosary beads. Every bead simply represents an inhale and exhale. That's how you would use it. You can also use different hand positions. They're called mudras. These basically force you to hold your hand in a particular position, and that keeps your focus of attention on the breath. There are times, guys, where I incorporate all of these. It just depends on how stressed out I am for the day. Now, I have gotten to a place in my life where I don't really need anything other than the breath. But if you are new to this training, you're new to really being intentional about what we're doing, then it does help to have these tools. All right. So let's get into the technique. So the first thing we're going to do is place our focus of attention on the breath. Then the second thing you're going to do is keep it there. Whether it makes sense or not, that is basically the gist of faith-based mental training. It's to focus on your breath and keep it there. But what I found during my workout sessions, my mental workout sessions, is that we need to add a little more energy to it. And so you're also going to consciously breathe. So that means you're going to intentionally breathe in and intentionally breathe out. Then you're going to make sure that you're in and out, that you're doing on purpose, you're keeping it fluid. So don't pause, don't hold your breath. For every inhale, keep it connected to your exhale. On the exhale, automatically connected to your inhale. You would be surprised how many of us actually have a desire to hold our breath or to pause when we're breathing. And this has a lot to do with trauma. It has a lot to do with not feeling safe, not feeling confident in our body temple. And so you want to make sure that what we're doing during this workout is restoring the health of the body temple. You are absolutely safe in the body that God has given you, but you have to breathe in and out fluidly to give yourself that experience so that you can see it for yourself, that this is not just some random lady on YouTube telling you this. So you actually have to work out with me in order to see the benefits. We are going to enter a mental state of peace. And I love saying that, and I say it with confidence because that's how good I am. We are going to enter a mental state of peace. You have to sustain that by doing what I said. Focus on the breath, intentionally breathe in and out, keep your breathing fluid. And that's it, guys. That is the workout where basically, if I have to make it short and succinct, you are breathing in and out on purpose. No pausing, no holding your breath. All right? I went a little bit over, but we're 15 minutes into this talk, so that means we are going to be here till what time? We're going to be here till about 1:50. All right, guys. So, ready? Begin. Again, you're holding the position you are in. Make sure you're comfortable. So, if you got to make some adjustments, go ahead and do that now. You're going to breathe intentionally. You're going to keep your focus of attention on the breath by just breathing through whatever it is you're feeling. That's how you're going to keep your focus of attention on the breath. You are going to maybe feel nervous. You're going to feel embarrassed. You're going to feel uncomfortable. Then you're going to come into a state of peace if you allow me to guide you there. Just stay with the breath. I do talk periodically through our workouts, but this is not a guided meditation. It isn't. This is about you paying attention to the own rhythm, to your own rhythm of your inhale and exhale, and not pausing, not holding your breath. Keep yourself focused on the inhale and exhale. Your mouth is going to be closed. All of this is taking place in and out of your nose. I like to close my eyes because it just helps me to really focus on the breath. The principles of faith will teach you that you take this training with you everywhere. In life, you will learn that faith teaches us that everything in life is an opportunity for mental training. Every activity that we do is an opportunity for mental training. But I want us to make this formal. Just like if you have a job where it's labor intensive, that's an opportunity to get a workout in. If you have a job where you have to be lifting things up, bending, standing, picking up, putting down, that's an opportunity to get a physical workout in, especially if you can be alert and with your breath when you're doing it. You will make sure you don't hurt yourself. So, everything in life is an opportunity to mentally train, but you do have to take the necessary time in your day to formally train. So, yes, anything we do in terms of physically working out, we can turn it into a workout. Dancing can be a workout, riding a bike can be a workout, walking can be a workout, but you do want to take time to actually work out. So, unless you're treating those activities as the workout itself, give yourself time in the day to actually work out. And so that's the same thing I want you to do right here in this moment. You're sitting here for the purpose of knowing God, of feeling safe, secure, and stable in the body temple, of growing and expanding your sense of self. We've been shrinking ourselves for too long, and that feeling of restraint, of constriction, that'll drive us crazy. Literally, it can make you sick to be in a body temple that is designed to grow and expand. So that's what we're doing in this moment. We're allowing ourselves to grow and expand. And lastly, you need to know you. First, we know God. Then we restore the sense of safety, stability, and security in our body temple. Then we begin to grow and expand. And then you get to know you. That's important. You take care of these things and you are going to be unstoppable. You're going to be so healthy, so wealthy, so content that they'll know this is a different type of individual I'm dealing with here. We are breathing in and out intentionally. We're taking air in our nose purposely. We're releasing it purposely. We are actively breathing. And again, we're not pausing, we're not holding our breath, and we're focused on our breathing. We're not controlling the breath. It's okay if you're breathing fast or slow, deep or shallow. It's all okay. We're paying attention to the rhythm and we're going with it. Just keep that breathing fluid. In and out, in and out. Just keep it fluid. Whatever that rhythm is, whatever that pace is, that's okay. We're doing a great job, guys. Keep going. We got about 13 minutes left. Remember to breathe through any sensations, tingleness, itchiness, antsiness you may be feeling. Breathe through it all. Keep your focus of attention on the inhale and exhale flow of your breathing. During your mental workout, you may feel like you need to take a big breath. Go ahead and do so. Again, go with whatever you're feeling in the moment in terms of the rhythm of your breathing. If you feel like you need a deep breath, go ahead and take one. Again, we're maintaining concentration and focus on the breath. Use these muscles, your concentration and focus muscles, to see the breath, feel the breath. We're maintaining a state of alertness and relaxation, mental peace. Don't force anything. Don't try to control anything. Let it all happen on its own. You're simply actively engaged in the inhale and exhale. 60 seconds. Time. All right, guys, that was our I'm super proud of you. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, take care of your mind so that you can take care of your life. Now that you're done, you can just go about your day, handle your business the way you need to handle your business. But, I'll see you guys. Bye. Wait, where's my.